Welcome back to Led by the Word, Not the World. My name is Yeni Villanueva and I'll be your hostess for today. I hope you guys are having a beautiful week. Today, I decided we are going to just Bible study, dive right into today's word of the day because genuinely, guys, this week I've been so locked in. I have never been so locked in with a book in the Bible. But I have been so locked in with the book of Job. I think that's how you pronounce his name. If I am wrong, please correct me. I know Jesus is so tired of me mispronouncing words, names in the Bible, but it's okay. It's okay. No one's perfect. So don't judge your sister because I am trying. I am trying my best. But yeah, guys, I've been so locked in with the book of Job. Usually, my faith is all over the place. My life is all over the place. I genuinely used to be a perfectionist, a person who wanted everything, her whole life planned out. And then life just hit me and circumstances hit me. And now we're just all over the place. So I used to read my Bible. All this to say that I used to read my Bible very randomly. I used to just open and Jesus, please just give me a word. That's how I used to be with my Bible. And it wasn't until I want to say 2 months ago that I started actually reading books in order and just trying to actually understand the Bible, because I feel like I used to use the Bible as an instrument to feel better. I feel like I used to use God. And I still do because I'm not going to say I am perfect because I am not. I always say this, but I am an imperfect girl serving a remarkable God. And I had a tendency of opening up my Bible only when I felt like I needed to hear from God. And I would just search for things that would identify with my life or things that would relate to my life. And I wouldn't read Genesis, or I wouldn't read some of the gospels because I would be like, these gospels are boring, I don't understand them, and they don't relate to my life, so I don't have to read them. And as horrible as this sounds, this is how my faith started. I was just random. I used to just open a page and I was like, Jesus, just please give me a word, allow me to understand the Bible. And yeah, that's how my faith started. But it wasn't until, I want to say, more than 2 months ago that I started actually trying to understand the Bible and not just reading nomás porque sí, and not just reading just because I wanted something, an inspiration. I think I used to use it as inspirational quotes. There's a lot of verses that I truly love and that I am trying to learn. One of my goals is to be able to remember verses without having to read them from the Bible and just having them in my brain. We are not there yet. I'm still trying to memorize them, but we are working on it. But anywho, I feel like I've been rambling for so long, and I said I was going to dive right into today's word because I'm genuinely so excited. Job is the best book I've read from the Bible. Once again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. It might be Job, but I think it's Job. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He is a beautiful, righteous man. He is a man of God. Truly, he is what you can say a true man of God. And he goes through so much pain. And one day he loses everything, his wealth, his family, everything you can think of. He loses it all in one day. And then this poor guy, I started reading this book, and honestly, I don't know if you guys, for those of you guys actually watching on YouTube, there's so much writing because I've been locked in. I am locked in with this book. I usually don't write so many little notes on the side, but this book has me locked in. So I started reading Job and I couldn't stop. I haven't been able to stop. Every single day I'm ready to read a new chapter. When I started reading it, I was like, when is this man gonna catch a break? Because he lost everything in one day. And even though he's a righteous man, you would think because you're righteous, because you follow Jesus, because you have Jesus in your life, you're not going to go through pain. And I think we are all very wrong if we think this way. We think that people who are close to God don't go through anything. And that is a lie. We all go through it, even if we are close to God. We still go through battles in life, and we still are struggling. So important to understand that we are humans. We are human. And so when I started reading Job, it genuinely just reminded me of me. He is a righteous man going through so much. And even though he lost everything, his family, his health, his wealth, everything, even though he lost everything, not once did he get mad at God. Not once did he stop believing in God. Not once did he lose faith. And believe me, as I was reading, I was like, there's no way that he lost everything and he still believes in God. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to be raw, honest, and just straightforward with you guys. If I lost my family, if I lost my health, if I lost everything that I think it's important to me, it would be hard. It would be hard staying faithful to God. And almost 3 years ago, I had a whole life planned with someone, and that life completely went to the trash. And when it did go to the trash, it was hard. It was heartbreaking, and it just reminded me of that reading this, and I could just feel his pain. I feel like as you read Job, you can just feel his pain. It's such a raw and beautiful, beautiful book. So if you guys have the time and you guys haven't read Job, I fully recommend it because it's such a beautiful book. I'm still not done. And I can't wait. I can't wait. I know there's going to be so much restoration. I know there's going to be so much grace. I know there's going to be so much beautifulness at the end of his story. But the beginning of his story is rough. He truly is struggling through life. I wanted to bring this into the podcast because I think that it's so beautiful to see how a righteous man losing everything still has faith. I think it's very rare to see people that are truly going through it and are battling horrible diseases, and they're battling so much in life. And to see people that are still faithful and to see people that are hopeful, I think it's such a beautiful thing. Once again, me personally, I don't know if I could ever go through so much and still believe. And I know that sounds horrible, but I'm being honest. And I'm always honest with God. I'm like, Jesus, if I ever lose everything, please help me. Help me, because I don't know that I could still believe, and I don't know that I can still be faithful to you if I would be going through so much. But anywho, I did want to Bible study with you guys, but I don't want this episode to be super long. So we're just going to be reading from Job 1, chapter 1, and we're going to be reading verses 20 and 21. Y dice así. Then Job stood up, tore his robe, and shaved his head. He fell to the ground and worshipped, saying, Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will leave this life. The Lord gives, and the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. The integrity of this man, the acceptance, the way he just worships God in the worst of the worst. He is going through the worst loss of his life, and he's here worshiping God. It's such a beautiful, beautiful book, story. I don't even understand. I genuinely don't understand how he's such a faithful man. But honestly, nothing that we gain from this world belongs to us. Not wealth, not health, not money, not even people, not even a husband, a wife, our family. Nothing, absolutely nothing that we gain from this world belongs to us. God gives, but he also takes away. I think it's so easy to gain, and we all get really happy and we all love just gaining and gaining, but when it's time to let go, we have so much difficulty. I think we get so attached to things because we think that they are eternal. We think that we can't lose them. Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will leave this life. I think we should all think like this because it's true. We came naked and we will leave naked. I mean, there we won't take anything. Status, nothing really matters. Doesn't really matter how much money you have. We are all gonna die. And, I think it's beautiful to change your perspective a little bit when it comes to life, because I do think that sometimes we don't value things because we think that they are a forever thing. And so I just think that we should just value a little bit more. I know I always say this and I know it sounds super cliche, but I do think it's important because at the end of the day, materialistic stuff, all that stuff, especially me, I truly, as a person who feels lost right now in the world, I have been feeling lost for a while. Not that I'm not doing okay in life, because genuinely I thank God every single day for everything that he has provided for me. Not one day have I been left unprotected. He has been through every single step of the way, and I am so grateful. But I do feel lost, there is a lot that I feel like I am missing in life. And it's unfortunate that I feel this way because I have health. I have a beautiful, beautiful family. I have a home. I have a job. And there is a lot of things that I'm still struggling with mentally and just emotionally. I think this whole year has just been a hard year. But I do think it's important. It's important to value everything. And I do think it's important to have integrity as a person, as a human being, to just be kinder, because we truly don't know what our brothers and sisters are going through. So I do think that's important. But yeah, this story is truly beautiful. If you guys have the time to read Job, I just hope that everyone reads Job. It's such a beautiful story. I don't know where it's gonna end, but I'm sure God has a beautiful, beautiful end for this story. And yeah, guys, honestly, I think ultimately it's hard. It's really, really hard to let go from stuff. But I do think that when you change your perspective and know that everything that you gain from this world is truly a gift, you really start valuing it more. Walking with Jesus does not mean that you're not going to go through rough patches. It doesn't mean that you are not going to be battling suffering and depression and anxiety. There's still so much that you're going to be going through, but I am pretty sure that God will be with you. And that's all that matters, honestly. It's hard. It's hard world. It's a harsh world that we live in. But if I can give you some hope today, that's all I'm here for. I truly hope that we all just learn from Job, and even though it's really hard staying positive when you're going through hardships, I think that it's really important. I think it's really important to stick with God and by God, because at the end of the day, I know that He is always a step ahead. I wanted to bring this into the podcast today. I honestly feel like I was all over the place today, but that's just how my brain works. I feel like I can't really be in one place. I jump from one topic to another, and that's just how my brain works. And I do write notes for the podcast, but I just feel like that doesn't work for me. I feel like I work better under pressure and just going through my brain and just rambling. That's just how my brain works. So I do hope that you guys got at least a little bit of hope from today's episode. Once again, I'm not here to give advice because I am the worst at that. I need my own advice. I think it's easy to give advice, but when you're the one struggling, it's truly easier said than done. But yeah, guys, I am an imperfect girl serving a remarkable God, and the least that I can do is serve Him by rambling on a camera and just trying my very best to share His gospel and share His word with people. And if I get to some people, great, that's the whole point. And if I don't get to anyone, I am trying my best, and this is my way of serving God, just rambling my way through the world. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys are having a beautiful week, and I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your week, and I will see you guys soon in the next episode. Bye.